Start recording. Good morning. Sorry I'm a bit late. The cats took me hostage. I couldn't get out of the house. Honestly. Good morning. Come on in. Welcome to the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative. Stay home and craft. Do come in. Can you hear me okay? Everybody here? Sorry about that. They're like Bengal tigers. Morning, Bart. Morning, Jilly. Okay. Come on in. Let's get started. Hey, all that for a cup of tea. If I'd known what was awaiting me in the kitchen, I'd have gone without. Good morning. Come on in. Grab a seat. It's very fresh here in the southeast of England today. What about where you are? Is it? Oh, my nails look all right. I feel really rough, you know. I had my jab on Wednesday and it's knocked me for 6. I think some of us are more susceptible, aren't we, to a reaction than others. So I've never had a flu jab or anything like that. So, yeah, I didn't know what hit me yesterday. Never mind. Be all right. This too shall pass. It's certainly better than the alternative, that's for sure. Eh? Right, come on in. Can you hear me okay? Is it working? Because it says here we're having trouble playing this video. Paul, could you just text me and let me know whether you can see me or not? Because it says here again that we're having trouble playing this video. Would you let me know? Because it's weird, I can see everybody's names, but there's a little big, I'm going to have to cover it up again. I'm going to have to play that denial trick. Is it working? Please tell me, someone. I don't know. You just say yes or no and then I can crack on. Otherwise I'll have to shut it all down and start again. Everything is all okay. Isn't that weird? Because it says here we're having trouble playing the video. Never mind. Okay. I'll just hide it then so I don't... I'll hide it so I don't have to look at it. Hang on. There you go. That's better. Right, come on then. Let's get a doodling, shall we? We've been working on those, on the Poppets, haven't we? And I've been thinking about them. Last night I was lying in bed and this morning and I was thinking about the doodling. And I thought, I know what we're going to do. Because remember we were talking, let's talk about where we're at and let's keep going, shall we? Do you remember we were looking at the lovely Poppet and we coloured her in, didn't we? For those of you who are new, do you remember we were looking, because this is with a view to what we're going to learn or what we're going to doodle next week. We started out by colouring in, didn't we? Working our way backwards, we are working with the whimsy Poppet postcards. Remember, we talk about these every time we do these. And there's a large one and there's a small one. And the large one is for practicing our colouring. And the small one is for doodling around the outside, which is what we've done here with watercolour pencils, the pergoliners. And if you haven't got these yet, get them, they're great. We've got the flower ones, the whimsy ones, and then we've got the Christmas ones as well, which are beautiful. So, yeah, there you go, look. That's what I was looking for her. That's what we did, wasn't it? When we coloured in before with the polychromos and the pergoliners, the B pencils. So this time we've wandered up the other end and we're using the A pencils. So this morning I was lying there because I talked to you, do you remember? I talked to you on Wednesday about doing these lovely doodles, doing like these arty doodles over the top. Remember? And I thought that'd be really nice. And then I was lying in bed. I like that with the dots around there. And then I was lying in bed thinking, she's so delicate. And then I thought, I know, gold. What about if we doodle this, but we do it with a gold Posca pen? So straight away, I got up this morning, had a little play. Perfect. Pink and gold are just so lovely. So let me just show you. Let me just show you what the pink and the gold look like? Just a little taster. It's just a little taster. Let me show you. Can you see that? Just a couple of little doodles, right? Just a couple of scribbles. This is just a little idea. But I learnt some interesting things about the gold pen, okay? And I thought, that's what we'll do today. And then next week, because it's gentle, isn't it? Gold is gentler. Because it's so easy to overcook this. It really is. This is going to be our, if there is such a thing as a lesson in the SHAC, this is going to be our lesson in knowing when to stop, you know? I think a lot of us have a tendency to overcook it, especially with a gold pen, I'm telling you. I'll show you what I did, a right old Horlicks I made of it. Because when you've got a gold pen and it's working really well, you think, oh, another little dot, another little flower, another little dot, another little flower. And before you know it, you've got a holy mess. It starts out beautiful and then it goes to seed, right? So this is our lesson in control. Less is more, okay? Yes, it is. Have you got the Posca pen, the gold one? Because there's loads of them. These are paint pens, beautiful. And the gold, we've always been using the white. Do you remember at Christmas we were using the white ones, weren't we? White ones. I've got a white one, a gold one. I've got a silver one. Look, I've got them all here in my little... Look, gold, white. Yeah, they're all there. The only one I'm missing, I seem to be missing the silver big one. Anyway, we only need the little ones. We need the thin ones. Look. So this is what I'm using today, is the gold, the thin one. So we use the white and the black one all the time, don't we? And then we've got the silver and the gold one. And then, what have I got here? I've got gold, black and white there, but I seem to be missing the silver one. But you know what, I can live without that. Don't know why that is. But there you are. I've got plenty of the white ones and the other ones. Huh? Not a worry, because what I'm interested in is this little gold one. And I want to show you, because I was putting them through their paces this morning, trying to see if you can rub out pencil afterwards, whether you can add colour after you've done the gold. And the answer is yes, 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 and yes. They're really cool. So I thought that's what we'll do. But the first thing we want to do is figure out what scribbles and what doodles we want to do. You can't go straight to the canvas, can you? You've got to have a little play first. So we're going to save this one for next week because we really like that. Or have you got a spare one of these? Have you got one of these that you could practice on? Have you? See, I made a little one. I just quickly made a little one because it was really easy to do. You know, we were talking about the stencil card, the little 3.5 by 3.5. See, these are like little perfect samplers, good size. See, as soon as you start on the large one, it's like a bit more daunting, a bit more effort. So it's better to, should we just make a little one and have a go? Come on, just to have a practice, because you don't want to spoil what you've already done. So you decide now, do you want to try with the hearts? Or do you want to try with the circles? What do you want to have a go with? Hey? This didn't take 2 minutes to put this together, and it's a good little recap as well. So, and then we'll have a look at the doodles. Yeah. So what you need is your mix mat. Have you got your pencils, your pink or your blue, the colours that we were using? I only need the two really, and I'm going to use that stencil again, the shapy ones. Do you remember? Let's just do a little recap and then we can go again, because this is useful if somebody's joining us for the first time. Then they'll want, because otherwise they'll wonder what we're on about. See, so we've been using these two stencils, haven't we? And what we'll do is I'll go with the heart again. And what I'll do is I'll just take a couple of hearts and a pencil, HB pencil, and I'm going to make it a bit more. Look, just do, this is just a little taster. You can, if you haven't got the stencil, then don't worry, just draw a couple of hearts, just do a couple of shapes. Look, you just want a couple, just to try a couple of different things out. Look, okay, we want to try a couple of different doodles, don't we? And we can do that. Let's have a think. Let's have a look. See, and that's it. You've got to look at what you're doing, haven't you? I definitely need to stop and check. Yeah. See, that's nice. Do you know what? I think I need one more little one there. About that size would be good. Right. There you go. Right, cool. So we've got that. And then we've got our mix mat. See, it's quite straightforward when you get going. What ink pencil? I've got the Pergaliner. I'm using the number 4. Just scribble out a little bit on there. And then I'm going to use the number 9, A9 and A4. That'll do. And we'll just get a nice wash in the background. The more you do this, do you know what? It's the confidence. Once you do this a few times, you'll get faster and faster. Not that it's a race, but the backgrounds, you just get more confident with your watercolour flourish, especially if you've got a shape. So we'll just take our water brushes. Paul is in the building with you today. So if you have any questions, or if you're looking for anything, then he's your man. Right, so I've got that one ready. Let's prep the pink one as well. Then I haven't got to think about it. Right, there we are. So I've got pink and I've got, right, cool. So I'm gonna put a real quick wash in of this one. Like a bit of pink. We'll mix them up a bit this time, I think, as well. So a bit of pink in that shape. Doesn't half make a difference if you've got the shape ready, isn't it? There you go, look. Bit of pink. I think we'll put a bit of pink in that one as well. Let's put a bit of pink in all of them, and then we can add a bit of shadow with the other colour. Here we go. Now I'm going to go in with that one and add a bit of depth. There you go, look. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. Isn't it funny how you get more confident when you do this? There you go. That'll do. Nice. See, so the mix mat is great because it just dispenses the ink nicely. There you go. Just get that in there nice. Okay. That one looks a bit insipid. That's better, isn't it? There you go. Add a bit of... Nice. Got some colours in there. Right. That'll do. And then when it's dry and you want to put another layer in, you can, you see. Right, so we've done that. That's good. And then what we'll do is, when that's dry, we'll do our squiggles over the top with the gold. So while that's drying, don't forget we can speed dry it, can't we? If we want, if we've got a hair dryer or what are they called? Heat gun. The girl's losing it. Do you know what? This morning I came in the kitchen and Dave said, out of nowhere, just random, he said, it's not a good idea to put the grapes out, Barbara. I said, excuse me? And he said, don't put the grapes out. You know, it's not a good idea to leave the grapes out. I said, why? He said, well, because of the cats. I said, well, what do they do with them? Because he's the one that gets up early in the morning. So he comes in the kitchen first to make a cup of tea. I said, well, what do they do with them? He says, play football. He said, he walked in this morning and there were grapes everywhere, squished and splattered all over the floor. There was me trying to be, you know, the domestic goddess, put a little bunch of grapes out. Not. just always said play football. So there you go. Our Vikings like playing football with grapes. I tell you what, they're not a handful at the moment. Right, come on then, let's have a look. So we've put our little sampler to one side. Hey, I tell you what, you know that what I said about the 3.5 inch little samplers that we would cut them to size for you. You certainly like that idea. God, blimey. Yeah, you see, I knew you would, because if it makes sense to me and I reach for them all the time. Tell you another thing, you know, if you've got the 3-way overlay stamps, all you clarity shackers, if you've got the 3-way overlay stamps, they sit on here perfectly, you know, like for little toppers. Cool. Right, leave that one over there to dry for a minute. That one over there and that one over there, just so I can find it. And in the meantime, we will use our gold pens. Right. However, if you haven't got a gold pen at that yet, right, Paul will tell you where they are if you want them. They're worth having, I can tell you that. If you haven't got a gold pen yet, you can still, look at the size of this thing, you can still practice with us now doing the doodles. Just use a pencil, you know, and then when your gold pen arrives, then you can have a go. Actually, I won't wash that. I'll just put that over there. Right. So if you haven't got a gold pen, use a pencil just to get the idea. And we're going to try all different doodles, like really simple patterns, and you'll find that the scribbles, it's interesting. I find that they're very, very simple, and they can either look really, really brilliant or really, really rubbish. I know. And the reason I've been studying this, and when they look rubbish, is when you put too many together at the same time, like bundled up. On their own, marvellous. All bunched up loads together, there is a tipping point where you go, shouldn't have done that last one. That less is more thing. We all know it. If we're crafters and card makers, you know exactly, don't you? And that whole adage about just keep going and going, just keep adding, throwing more and more at it until you like it, that can go very wrong sometimes. Can't it? We all know that one. Right, gold pen or pencil, just to have a go. Come on. And what we're going to do is try different patterns. Now, the best ones are these scribbles. Right, so you take it, like if we're going to do it with a pencil, like that. That's it. Just go like that. Right, don't do it on your artwork yet though. Get it right first. So just take your pens, take your gold, do that. Just give it a go. That's too much round. See, you've got to kind of follow the path. So you follow the path, but you won't. You can't, yeah? Right, so you just go round and round. And then when you've got these, just keep doing them. They're good. They're easy as well. Easier. All right, let's go in a bit tighter. Right. Now, have a look. That's all I've done here, 3 of them, right? But then what happens is, they'll be like, do this. Make 3 or 4 dots like that. And where they join over, make 1 big dot, like a knot, right? So they're 1, 2, 3, 1 along the, like you can make little, right, 1 there, maybe, where do I want to put 4? 1, 2, 3, 4 there. Can you see what I'm doing? And those lines, they look so good when placed strategically. Okay, so you can try that one with the dots where they join, like that. So hold that thought. What we're going to do now, right, whether you do it with a pencil or with a black micron pen or a black Posca pen or a silver one or a gold one, whatever you got, right, you need a fine line of some description. What we'll do is we'll try loads of different patterns all over the copy. This is just a bit of copy paper. We'll try different ones on the copy paper. And then what we'll do is we'll then look at our thing, which will have dried by now, right, by then. And then we'll see what we can apply, you know, what to do, all right? And then when we've done that, then we'll go to our masterpiece. Definitely. You don't want to go straight to, you know, I'm sure that Michelangelo always tried it out on a bit of rough before he climbed up the ladder and started on the real deal, you know. I'm sure he had a little practice first. Now, come on. So we've done the circle. Now let's try a different one. Let's try, for example, pretend, get your heart again. Get a heart. Where's that heart stencil? Draw a heart or, oh, Barbara. Where's the heart stencil gone? Here it is. Just draw a heart like that. Right. Or draw a heart freehand. Whatever. Right, like that. Pretend that's your heart and it's coloured in. Right, now try this. See if you can... Right, you're going to write love. Right, ready? And you're going to make it look as if it's tied around. So it goes around there and down there. See, that's why you want to practice it before you do it. So say this is your heart here. So you could do it in pencil first, because the good news is I found out that you can rub out pencil and it won't affect the gold, right? So say, for example, I want to write, right, I'm going to go around here, love, like that. That's a better one. Look, see, at an angle, looks much better. Right, and then it goes, the L and the E go around the back. Now we'll try it with gold. Right, we go. That'll do. Right, and then as it comes round here, we'll make two little like ties and a there, perfect. See? Nice. So we know that we can do that. Hold that thought, because you may want to put that on one of those hearts on this one. Right? If you look at this one here, right, maybe you want to put love there or there or there. You see what I'm getting at? So you don't want to be scribbling, doing all that on one of the hearts where you could have done that. And that's why I suppose what I'm talking about today is about kind of making a plan and thinking. It's like, it's scribbles, but it's strategic. You can't just, let your hair down and go and think that it's going to look wonderful at the end, because, you have to have a strategy, a plan. And that's what we're doing here. So hold that thought that you might want to write love. You might want to write Dave. Well, maybe you don't want to write Dave. That's how rumours get started, right? But you may want to write somebody's name. Remember... it's mother's, mum, dad, happy birthday. I mean, once you get that idea in your head about the scripty writing across one of those coloured hearts, yeah, then your whole design starts to come away from that, doesn't it? It works away from that. That's cool. That's very cool. Right, so we've got that one. Now let's try a different one. Let's, for example, these are easy now, little fillers. Let's try this. So for example, maybe little arrows like that, little ticks. They look like little birds. And you could do, look, little arrows. And you can make a triangle with them. You can make a arch with them. Just keep that thought. Now here's another one. So you can make a line, and then you could, now this is a long one, right? You can make crosses like that and then come in again, right? See? You could make, I'm not saying on the same line, but you could make circles like that. You might not like that one. You might think, yeah, that's a good one to know. You could make spirals. We like spirals. We're all good at that. So you can make spirals. Hold that thought. What about flowers? So you can make a centre with the gold, and then 1, 2 dots around the outside. Very, it's very tiny. I know you can't see this, can you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put petals around the outside. You come in tight so you can see that, eh? Look. So you've got little dots like that. Here's another one that's quite cool, right? again, a little bit of practice. So take a circle like that. I mean, I'm thinking a bit larger here. Take another circle like that and then put one in the middle. Right, now this takes a little bit of getting used to. What you're doing is you're zigzagging, but tight. Right, let me just get some movement here so I can go round in the circle. I've got loads of copy paper here. I only need one piece. Right, let's have a look. So, for example, right, let's start. Right, and you're scribbling. And you go round. You can always come up for air. Right? You decide which way around you want to go. Right, and then go again. Scribble. See, this might be the main event on your picture. See, it's quite good. Pen's brilliant. Can you see that they're very metallic? And that's on dull copy paper. Normally, my experience is gold pens, they tend to look quite yellow and not very metallic on porous cardstock, but these work like a treat. So we've got that, for example. That's another possibility. Now let that gold dry, and then we'll see if we can maybe rub out the... What I'm trying to say is we're going to make like a whole selection here of different patterns. So we've got those ones, we've got those ones, we've got those ones. What about little crosses? Little crosses, like that. Little plus signs, rather than crosses. There, like random. That's quite good, isn't it? That works quite well. What about, okay, make a dot, and then we'll make, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it looks like a little sun. Hey, that's quite nice. Let's do another one of them. Let's maybe make an extension. This is very, very what the SHAC is all about, really, isn't it? Play. Right, so we've got another one of those. Now, maybe what we could do is put a dot at the end of each of those ones. See what happens if we do this. So we do a dot at the end of each one. And then what about if we make a couple of dots in between as well? So it looks like a wheel. We might decide we don't like it, but at least give it a go. Not bad. I might even chunk up those. There you go. That looks better. So it's just about playing, really. Right, let's make little squid. You know, like those large ones? Let's make little ones. Like that. Like eyes, look. That's quite nice, isn't it? As a filler, eh? That's quite good. I like that. Right, so they're like little 12s with little eyes in. I like that one. This is a good one. Right, ready? Cross. That wasn't too hard, was it? Now, let's see if we can make little bits in between. There you go. Stars. The stars out tonight. Right, there we are. And now, always, dots. Dots are good. Hey? Yes or no? Depends. And then, see, so now we've got a different selection, haven't we? We've got lots of different ones. Here's another one. Let's take a circle. Hang on. Let me find something to draw around. Where's my little stone? Right. See, now the other thing is, if I wanted to, I wonder, let me do it before you do it, and let me see, because I haven't done this yet. What about if I draw the circle with the gold? Wait. and lift it off. Okay, so that's a piece of cake. So you can actually do your hearts and your things with a gold outline. Oh, I'm going to try a gold one now. Let me see. Right, so if you go, right, okay. I guess you have to lift it rather than pull it though, because it will probably smear. Oh yeah, piece of cake. There you go. Gold heart. Right, now once you've got that, then what we either stay inside this or we colour. So pretend that's coloured in, right? What we could do is we could make dots all over it. You could decide what size you want to do them, right? That's quite a good doodle as well. Okay, so you could do dots all over it, or how about this then? We could make lines, really tight lines. Now, whether or not you go the whole heart, or only half a heart, or you do, see, got to look, ask yourself, have I overcooked it? This is the point at which you decide whether you like it or don't like it. See, personally, I think it probably looked better with just, see what the other thing you could do, if you did a heart, let's just draw a heart like that. You could, which end? If I did it here, from here, you could keep going from the same spot. I wonder what that would look like. See, that looks quite good too, doesn't it? See? And then you've got to know when to stop, and then make a big dot there. And then maybe we could do our little trick with our... that's quite nice, isn't it? Oh, Barbara. Yeah, so we've got plenty here, haven't we, to be looking at. You'll have your favourites. I'm looking... I mean, we've done so much of this stuff, this doodling, haven't we? Yeah, see, I like this. I like this look. Don't you? And then you can... So you could fill a whole heart with that as well, couldn't you? They look like pan au raisin. Right, now, time for a little sip of tea, and then we're going to regroup. Has that dried yet? Your thingy? Your sample one? Let's have a look. See, the idea, the whole thought process for me is, rather than go to your piece and just start scribbling gold all over it and then try and convince yourself that you've done a great job, I think a little bit of forethought, a little bit of planning, it's got to be good, you know? It's got to be good. I mean, there's relaxation, there's therapy, and then there's... You want to get it right if you're a crafter, don't you? Usually. Right, I've got the colour there if I need a bit more. Right, where's that one that I did? You got yours? So here are a couple of things. Is that dry yet? I think it is. Let's have a look. Hang on. Chill. I'm spinning. I'm spinning like a top. What have we got going on? Ah, right. On today, Friday, we've got Hazel's kindly put together another SHAC demo for us. So there'll be a SHAC download, groovy, really great projects. We've been doing them since the beginning of the lockdown. So there are loads. If you're new to Groovy, you know Paul, lovely Paul, he does a Groovy Tuesday. Groovy Tuesday. He does Groovy Tuesday. And Hazel, every week, she gives us a wonderful project, like just to challenge you, really. It's like a weekly challenge, isn't it? And they're fresh, they're simple. If you want practice, they're perfect for practice. Okay, so, and I think after the SHAC that will be introduced again at 12 o'clock. We'll have a digi download. You know, if you are if you subscribe to our newsletter, then we automatically send you the link. I'm sure that's the way it works. I'm sure that's what Stuart does. So you might want to subscribe to our newsletter. Paul, if you give our friends the link, that might be ideal. Now let me show you a couple of things. And we're not going to do it yet because I don't think this is quite dry. But you can, let's have a think. You can, first of all, you can rub out the pencil afterwards, after the gold. And secondly, if you wanted to add more depth, like here, you can add more colour after the gold. That's useful to know. Now, first thing I want to do, I think this is a little bit too big to add love here. So I'm going to put love, you know that trick that I wanted to put love across there. That's the very first thing I'm going to do. Are you with me on this? Or mum? Mum might be nice, you know. Let's try it over here on a bit of scrap first. So we're going to go mum. Let me make the heart. Mum. Yeah, all right. That's a good idea. It's Mother's Day coming up, isn't it? So, you know, you could do it with pencil first, Barbara. If you want to do it in best. Air drawing, isn't it? Hey? Cool, I've gone quiet. Where do I want to put mum? Mum. Like that. That's it. Mum's in place. So then we're going to go, here we go with the gold now. Mum. That's it. Don't worry about the pencil, because we can sort that out afterwards. That's good to know, isn't it? And then we've got our little, we're going to just make two little things like that and a bit of that. That's it. That's all you need. Right, that's mum in place. Okay, crikey. Do you know what? This could be a Mother's Day card if I got my act together. That'd make a change. Right, now we're going to do a couple of these. So I reckon, and don't forget, you can always add hearts if you choose to. Now it's a question of figuring out where you want to put the rings. I'm going to do a couple of these. Maybe a bit smaller. I reckon there would be a good place. Right there, between the three. Is that going to be too busy? Right, commit, Gray. 1, 2. Now, this is the point where you think, you see, because you've got all these ideas, you think, oh, I want to put them all on here. And that's where it goes wrong. So let's do these ones first. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do that there. I'm going to make some dots along there. Just because we've got all these good ideas here, it doesn't mean we've got to use them all on one piece of card. And that's often where it goes wrong. It's true. It's true. I know. Thus spake the voice of experience. Right, ready? So I've got another dot there. This gold is good, isn't it? I've got 3 there. I might. See, even that, you don't want to overcook it. Now, what I could do, it needs something here, doesn't it? A bit of balance. So I'm going to look at all my different designs and I'm going to ask myself, what would look right before I overcook it? Because I want something in this area, don't I? And I'm thinking it needs to be something round. I think maybe, what about, coloured flowers? You just know, don't you, when you, what about one of them? A panneau raisin. Yeah. Stop and have a look and decide. It really is that. It is that kind of, how much do you want to do, you know? I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to stop and check. See, I quite like that. That's not bad. Now, let's have a look. And then, of course, we've still got, these are always a safe filler, aren't they? The little flowers. Come on then. We're going to do a couple of them. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. These are safe. Bit of balance. We'll do another one down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not bad. See, and this is it. Then you think, oh, I could do a little bit more. Could do a little bit more. Could do a little bit more. Shall I show you what happens when you start? Look. There you go. And that's what happens when you get carried away, Barbara. Shambles. Absolute shambles. See, there are loads. There's loads of loveliness in here. Look, that's lovely. That's lovely, that bit there, right? That's quite nice on its own. That's lovely. If you cut that bit off, you could even get away with this bit up to that point. That's quite nice, that bit there, see? But when you throw everything in the cupboard at it, it goes so wrong. And that, my friends, is why we're taking it one little doodle at a time. Do you see? If you hone in on the individual bits, they're great. Put them all together, and what you've got is the holy mess. Oh no, I couldn't believe it. I thought, it's a good job it doesn't take long to do. And it's a good job I've got another one. Oh no. There you go. And that's because I didn't listen to that little voice in my head saying, stop, stop. See, and it's shouting at me now because it really doesn't want to go any further. However, this is the good bit, right? So we've done that. Let's just pretend we've done that. I could do with a cup. Are you all shouting at me? Stop, stop. See, I think we could. All right, we can always add it later. Can always add it. You remember? Come on, shackers. You can always add it, but you can't take it away. How many times have you heard me say that? You can always add it, but you can't take it away. If I ever write a book, I think it might be called that. Right, come on. Stop larking about, Barbara. So what we need now, a couple of little things I want to show you. Let's say you want to add a bit more depth in that area. Hopefully this will be dry by now. Is that the one we're working on? Yeah, that'll do. Let me take some colour. Right, we've got some colour there still. I could add a bit more. Scribble. Mix matte. Perfect. Right, let's get a bit of colour going. Right, that's still dry. Add a bit of water. Okay. Where's that squished toilet roll that I was using? A hell of a toilet roll, Barbara. Right, that'll do. Just to keep so it's not so extreme. Now, let's see if this works. Because it did earlier, right? If I go back in over the top of the gold, I like this. Right, watch this. Right, the gold, 1, doesn't move, and 2, isn't that cool? Let's get a bit of water just to blend it in a bit. There you go. Now that's worth knowing, that the gold is still 100% there, look. Don't matter how dark I go. So of course it's going to stand out more, isn't it? I like that idea. Hey, that's quite good, isn't it? So you can add a bit more depth around the edge there. So again, Mum, if you want to make her come out a bit more, then you can always add a little bit more colour behind. Only if you want to. And you can always blot it because you can't take it away. Right. So that's good to know that you can do that. So you can add a bit more depth of colour round. Handy, eh? Look, that looks good. So now the other thing is, let's get a bit more in that one as well, because they were a little bit insipid, weren't they? I guess what I'm trying to say is that these Posca pens, they're very, very useful, because that in and of itself, so we get a bit more depth in there. See, that's good, isn't it? Now it's looking like a piece of artwork, grey. Now, while I've got the colour out, why did I put that edge on? Because I quite liked that. See how I framed it with this? So that was quite cool. Let me see if I can put a bit of copy paper down like that. And if I get a bit of my... Should we try an edge? Do you want to try it with a pink? Play it safe. The thing is, what we're doing here is very, very... It's harmless, isn't it? And it's not... I mean, it's only play. I'm going to use the pinky, the lilac-y bluey water just to dirty it up a bit. There you go. So it's not quite so baby pink. Alrighty. What colour did I use? A9. A9. Is that a motorway? What did we use there? The A4. Right, so put that over to one side, and then what we want to do is just run that along there like that. That'll do. Just use the side of the brush. A bit more pink. So I could actually put a bit of that purple in there as well. There, that looks quite good. Hey? And then you stare at it for ages, deciding, do you want to go up the side or do you want to do top and tail? Let's do top and tail. And then we can decide whether we want to go, right, just bring it in like that. That looks quite good, doesn't it? Hey? I like, she said. So this is a really big lesson in knowing when to stop, isn't it? I'm rubbish at it. It's all right. It's only a bit of play. A bit of harmless play, remember? So that little heart there's got nothing in it at all. Now, let's just enjoy the moment before we destroy our art. Now, once we've done that, we need to dry it. Should we dry it? Because it looks nice when you take the pencil lines away. It does. It looks really nice when you take the pencil. Can you hear me all right? On Sunday, I'm on telly. So it's Paul. I'm on 2 to 4. Really nice mixed media show on Hochanda with a beautiful chess set and chess stencils and just some really nice mixed media art. Lovely, lovely background stamps. You know, when we're creating backgrounds here, stamps. Look, I'll show you that. Funny enough, when I was doing this, when I went to dry it, I turned it over and it was like, oh, there's one of the mixed media stamps that I used on the... This is so cool, this stamp. Oh, you know, like instant grungy art, what we're always trying to get. Look, I tried using what the lemons come in to get the same effect. Forget it. Sounds like a good idea. Stamp's a better idea. So what we want to do now, once this is dry, the one for Mum, see, this is going to look so pretty. But you can see what I'm getting at about less is more, right? You understand when you look at that and then you look at that, you think, yeah, I don't think Mum would be too happy with that one. But that, if you mount that on a nice, this is going to look so pretty. This one's dry. So what you do next, let me just show you. This one I think needs another 10 minutes to dry. I just got a feeling it's not quite ready yet. But I can show you on this one. You see where the pencil lines are? Right, I'm going to take my Faber-Castell, my rubber, my pink one, and I'm going to just rub over the whole heart. And this is where it starts to look really classy, because first of all, you just get a heart like a stain without the pencil line. That's the first thing. Secondly, the gold, it stays in place. It doesn't move. like that. So it looks really, really arty. It looks like just taking out all the, look, just take out the guidelines that you gave yourself. You see what I mean? Look at that. That looks so classy without the pencil lines. And that's it. And this big one, let's have a look. Yeah. Makes all the difference. You have a look. Check out the difference between that side and that side. I know. So you get rid of your lines and no one will ever know that you used a stencil to make the shapes. And when we get together on Monday, we're together again on Monday at 10 o'clock, aren't we? And then we're going for the big cheese. So on Monday, we'll take this to another level with black and circles and get some really nice frameable art going. Because this is just little tiny tasters, isn't it? Just a practice run, really. But I tell you what, I rather like that. And have a look at the difference. Let's take all this out of the way here. Have a look at the difference between the one that's got the lines in and the one where I've taken the pencil lines out. And I know which one I like. I really like the just with no edge to it. I think it looks much artier. It's up to you though. It's up to you though. Right. So that's going to be, maybe you could have a little practice over the weekend if you fancy. What else have we got going on? Yeah, 2 to 4 I've got that show, and then at 6 o'clock Paul's going to take over, and he's got if you're groovers, wait till you see these plates. Linda Williams has designed, I mean, we are a nation of tea drinkers, there's no doubt about that. And Linda's she's illustrated a collection of little plates for tea and coffee. So even our American and European friends, the big coffee drinkers, they will love these as well. They're just so beautiful. And there are so many different assets and patterns. You know, we talk about doodles and patterns. Absolutely glorious. I think they'll make some fantastic stamps down the road as well. So let's have a look. That's at 6 o'clock on... That's at 6 o'clock on Sunday night. So now we've got this, and now we've got 10 minutes. Not that we have to finish it, but let's just say we've learnt how to do this. I think gold and pink is perfect, don't you? See, I think black, if you put black there, it's a little bit, I mean, this is a bit big, but I think black, it might be a little bit too hard. Maybe pencil would work, but I'm saying that I like this colour combination of gold and pinks, don't you? So what I want to do now is I want to start with my doodles. And you know, this is the best part of it. If I wanted to, I could do all my doodles with pencil first, with an HB pencil, and then I could go back over them with gold, so that if, you see what I mean? Like here, I just went straight for it. I was like, yeah, rah. And then afterwards I thought, lots of lovely ideas, but not all together, Barbara. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to take my pencil and very lightly, I'm going to say, right, I like that there. So I'm going to, I really like that actually, right there. So I'm going to do one of them like that. That's going to be the first thing I want to do. I definitely think that I want to put love here, right? I think that love works lovely there. See, so I'm going to put love there. Am I being too cautious? Because I do think, and I really like that great big one there, like that. That's going to look super. And I'm in love with the big one there as well. I like these big swirly things. See, I keep it simple. Now, when I look at the mess I've got here, See, we're doing everything that we did before. I might put the tassel there just because it doesn't fit there. If I've got too much going on there. Yeah. And then, see, one of the other things that I liked that I did on this green one, which I thought was really pretty, was the dots in there. So it might be that I do some dotting along there. I might try that. Do a bit of dot in there. No? So do you get? It's obvious what I'm doing here. I'm playing it safe, playing it very, very safe, because as I build it up, and I just know this because we're very much alike like this. As I build it up, I've got to stop, look at it, and say, that'll do. Stop. It's that little voice in your head. So this is an exercise in listening to the voice in your head. And once you've got the gold down, the best thing is you can go back in and darken up the areas and put the edge around the outside. So I'm really looking forward to seeing. I want to do this in peace because I think this is one of those jobs where it's difficult to talk and get it right at the same time. So we've got loads of ideas there. We've got the stencils if you want to get instant shapes. I mean, like I said the other day, I've never used stencils like that as a template, but that makes total sense. They're good for that. Gold, pencil, you know, if you haven't got pencil, use a coloured pencil if you haven't got the gold pen. Maybe sharpen the watercolour or use the B pencil in the same colour and use that for your scribbles. That might look beautiful too, all tone in tone, you know. So instead of applying gold over the top, you could take the B pencils in the same colours and scribble them in. That might look lovely too. And then next week, I would like to indulge this a little bit more and take it to the next scale level, you know. How does that sound? Any good? I think so. Therefore, I'm going to call it a day today because I have got a stonking headache. But I think I've said everything I wanted to say, and you've got some lovely artwork to be playing with. I look forward to seeing what you come up with on the SHAC, not the SHAC, the Groovy Worldwide, or Clarity Worldwide, should I say, because we post our art on there, don't we? And I shall do this. I'll finish this one, and I'll put mine up as well, so that we can see what it looks like. This is before, and then after, when it's all prepped and I've thought it through, and I'm going in a little bit easier and not throwing every single doodle idea that I've got at it. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much for your company. I hope that you enjoyed that. I shall see you on Monday at 10 o'clock, but don't forget 2 to 4 on Saturday. Oh no, that's rubbish. 2 to 4 on Sunday on Hochanda, mixed media. 6 o'clock, groovy, while stocks last. I don't think that they'll last very long. We've got a lot of them made. They've taken a long time. They've been a long time in the coming of these. They're beautiful, these Linda Williams designs. So don't forget to check in with Paul at 6 o'clock on Sunday. Lots of love to you. Have a safe weekend. I'm going to go and find out what those cats are up to now. Thanks for your help, Paul. Bye-bye now. Okay.